So the second book is titled Sustaining Family Businesses, The Essentials. The idea was, or is, in the field of family businesses studies, which is what I've focused on in the last 4 years of my PhD studies, there are a lot of misconceptions about what is a family business, what is the role of family businesses within the global economy, how important are they growing or are they decaying in nature, what matters to family business, how do they differ from what people refer to as non-family businesses, and how do you look at a family business and try to sustain it due to its importance to economies. So there are a lot of misconceptions, and I wanted to produce a book that is academic in a sense, so it has a lot of academic backing, but is easy for the normal average people to read through and enjoy reading. So I thought, a book like that can summarize a lot, scientific and academic in a sense, yet readable and easily readable to people would be useful. So this is why I produced this book.
And what is the main misconception that we have? For example, give us an
family businesses existed before any form of economic systems existed. So they go back in history to the origins of how family businesses have evolved. Their importance in world economy is substantial and continues to be substantial. You are talking about GDP impact of anywhere between 70 to 90%, depending on the region. You are talking about employment impact anywhere between 50 and 60% of the world population, again depending on the region. You are talking about their role in the top, the Fortune 500 companies. I mean, they are growing in that sphere. So they've grown from being anywhere between 13% in 2005 to being more than 20% nowadays, and it's targeted to reach even 40% of the Fortune 500 companies. Those are family-owned businesses. So their role in the global economy continues to grow, and that should be seen as a positive thing, because family businesses, albeit academically, are not proven to be very different than non-family businesses, but where a lot of discussion or the obvious points that you could see in real life about family businesses' impact is that they are a bit more emotional than non-family businesses, and they are a bit more sticky to the economies they serve, more so than other businesses. Employees tend to stay longer within family businesses, so they feel more safe and secure, and they see long-term employment within those family businesses. So family businesses, for the economies they serve, are extremely important, and they need to be seen as a pillar of those economies, and their sustainability adds to the resilience of the economies they are in, and hence the importance of the subject and so on. Yeah.
How do you see the evolvement of family business in the UAE?
So family businesses in the UAE, and more so in the GCC, they assume more than almost 90% of GDP and of private sector GDP or non-oil based GDP, and almost the same as when it comes to employment. So they continue to be an extremely important element of the GCC economy. It goes back into history when it comes to trading and the element of trust and the family names and family reputation. And most of the big operators in this region are actually family offices and family extensions. You would notice also within the GCC that the hierarchy of the political and economic system are mixed with family businesses. So you almost cannot separate them now. I mean, within the GCC economic system, which is I wouldn't be able to gauge whether it is a good thing or a bad thing, but it has served positively the economies of the region and continue to serve positively. Sticky money, loyal money, money that sits regardless of economic turbulences or macroeconomic or ecopolitic issues. So that serves the region quite well. Where it is a bit sad is that the sustainability of those family businesses, more so in this region, tend to be statistically lower than the global average. I think a lot of that has to do with elements of misunderstanding of Sharia law, elements to do with lack of succession. So a lot of education has to happen in order to encourage that and empower that. I think a lot of governments, and more so the UAE government, is trying to support those family businesses with more initiatives, special treatment occasionally, and lately they've introduced laws and regulations to help with sorting out family disputes and how to deal with real estate issues of importance to family businesses. Adding to that also the role of women or female in leadership positions within family businesses. So it tends to be a bit lower than the global average within this region, albeit it's enhancing quite tremendously. And you can see iconic figures now within family businesses within the region, whereby are led by females, and it is again an element of education and an element of social awareness of female or women empowerment, which is extremely important. So there are a few others that I'm tackling within the book, but all in all, I think we are in a positive trajectory. More education has to happen, and more empowerment needs to happen.
And what is going to be your key message on stage during your fireside chat during the conference? What would you like to share with the audience?
I'd like to share with the audience a few elements pertaining family businesses in general, how important it is to communicate amongst family businesses, agree on a vision and a mission for family businesses to move forward. The importance of not only dealing with family businesses from the perspective of pure economic output, the element of emotion, the element of well-being has to come into play. I'd like to also again emphasize the importance of empowering women, giving them the space, the right to pursue a career within family businesses if they opted to, and hence adding more to the efficiency of the economy. So my key message is that a more efficient family business, a more harmonized with strong vision, adds to the efficiency and the resilience of the economies we serve. So there where the gist of this sits, and as you might know and remember, I am a keen passionate about well-being, the importance of educating the next generation or the family on being in a good state of well-being, emotional well-being. Raising wealth, contributing to economies are extremely important. Doing that within a healthy well-being status of the family and the individuals within the family makes it more sustainable and adds to the quality of life of that I would call nucleus of society, the family. And hence those are very key and important messages close to my heart, and I occasionally like to share them with the wider audience.